Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium on the campus of Roseburg High School in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. We get the winter sports season underway with a Roseburg girls basketball game for you tonight here on The Score. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and joining us here tonight. I want to say thanks to Jay Stoffel, who joined us on tonight's episode of DC Sports Spotlight, leading into our Roseburg basketball coverage for you here this evening. It's the first of a handful of Roseburg girls basketball games we'll have for you here on The Score this season, trying to expand our coverage just a little bit and work into the schedule some of the girls' games as well as the boys' games. We'll kick off the season for Roseburg boys basketball coming up on Friday night here at home. But tonight, it's the girls. On the first night that they could play a game against another team, they're doing it. They're kicking off the season against the Churchill Lancers. Things are just about to get underway here in just a few moments. We're going to get a chance to get caught up on the Roseburg girls basketball team with head coach Chad Smith, entering his fourth year with the program. We'll do that when we return as we count down to tip-off. It's Roseburg and Churchill girls basketball tipping off the season tonight here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event, plus you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Whether it's across town or across the state, moving is always a chore. So let BTB Moving help with your next move. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services, such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable, veteran-owned company here to help with your next move. Call 541-315-0122 or find BTB Moving on Facebook. That's BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Back here with more of our pregame show as we get ready for the season opener. Roseburg girls basketball hosting Churchill here tonight. We get a chance to catch up with Chad Smith now in his fourth year at the home of the Roseburg girls. Chad, thanks so much for the time. It's fun to get a new season underway. There's always, a lot of anticipation and excitement about what could be. As you guys gear up for this season, how are you guys feeling, and what are kind of some of the expectations you have for the Roseburg girls this year?
Girls are excited. It's one of those things, we lost a lot of girls off of last year's group. Not a lot of playing time with the returners. There's two kids that played a lot, saw the floor a lot. Mm-hmm. Other than that, we were pretty young coming in, and there's a lot of anticipation, a lot of those unknown factors, and we're excited to be able to get going tonight and see what we can do.
Last year you guys finished with 7 wins, and it felt like, one of the better seasons record-wise that you guys had. Have you been, in 4 years, I know the program's seen some lean years, but do you feel like you're seeing kind of continued progression with this program, starting to set that foundation and being able to kind of start in a better place each year?
I think so. I think, and I think it's a testament how many girls show up for tryouts. Mm-hmm. We have 50 girls show up to try out. That says a lot for your program. It says you're doing some things right. And to be able to do that says we're moving in the right direction. What we see happening at our freshmen and our JV level, we've got a really good group of sophomore girls. Our freshmen are doing a pretty good job tonight against Crater. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with where we're headed. And, yeah, I'd say we're trending in that right direction. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. You guys, you mentioned you don't bring back a lot of experience, but I counted 8 players that you had on the varsity roster, which hopefully means they're there on the bench. They're experiencing what varsity basketball is like, whether they're in the game or not. And that's a significant number, and it feels like they're names that we've kind of seen at this varsity level with you at games for a little while. You feel like they're kind of understanding more of the pace of the speed and what's expected and what's needed to win at this level here coming up.
That's what our hope is. When we have those swingers and they're on that bench, their whole job is to kind of learn what's going on by just watching. And then that's transitioned into this fall when we've gotten going. They've stepped up and they've done some good things. Our underclassmen are doing things that we want them to do right now, what we expect them to do. We've got a couple sophomores that are up, one that's going to see a lot of time, and we got 2 other sophomores that are swinging this year that are pretty good ball players. And our returners are doing a good job of leading. I couldn't be happier with Sid Mutton-Faring and Aria Smith, all of the girls, Micaiah McClatcher, all the seniors are doing a good job of leading by example and taking that role upon themselves to make sure girls understand what's going on.
You mentioned the graduating parts. You had Amy Carpenter was a big piece of what you guys did the last couple of years, and kind of one of your go-to on the offensive side. And so you're always looking to, fill roles when graduation comes around. So who are the, some of the names? Maybe some of them you just mentioned there, but who are some of the names that are starting to step up and fill some of the roles of the positions you guys lost from last year?
Like I said, those 3, Aria, Sid, Micaiah, are off to a good start in practice and showing some good things. Bridget Brooksby's coming along very well, coming into her second campaign with us. I would say the younger McClatcher, she's going to see a lot of playing time as a sophomore. She's done some good things. Arlie Asen, Shaylee Sykes, all of those girls. We're going to play more girls than we've played before.
Mm-hmm. And that's, nice. I think we've talked in the past about some basketball IQ. And so being able to have some of these girls that have been in your program, been able to be in your camps for the last couple of years, are you starting to see that they're understanding more of what you're teaching to them on a regular basis?
Absolutely. It's one of those, we don't have to explain as much anymore. Kids know base offenses. They know our base defenses. They kind of know what cuts we're looking to make offensively. They know where they need to be on the floor defensively. And that's allowed us to actually progress a little bit further forward and actually add some more things in that we're experimenting with. And I think this group might have an opportunity to do a little pressing, which we haven't done very much of, and I think we're geared for that this year, so we'll see what happens.
How do you like kind of the competition you guys are going to see before you head into Southwest Conference play this year, starting tonight with Churchill?
It's a tough off-season or a tough preseason conference. We've got, I think, only 2 home games in this stretch, or 3 home games out of 10 or 11 that we're going to play in the preseason. It's we're going to be up in Portland a couple times, Salem a couple times, over in Bend. It's a good schedule for us to see what we really can do, where we're going to be, and it's a good measuring tool going into the Southwest Conference, which I think hands down might be the toughest conference this year in the state with what's coming back.
Yeah, we know kind of some of the familiar names in the conference. Is it going to be the South Medfords and Willamettes and those that are at the top? How do you kind of see things here early going, shaking out in the conference play when that rolls around?
I've said it from last year. I think South Medford was a great club last year, but I think you got to give the nod this year to Willamette. They're returning 5 sophomores that started, and they are juniors. They're a year older, and they got a long way in that state tournament. They're going to be tough to contend with. South Medford, they lost Player of the Year in Donovan Hunter, who's now at Oregon State and contributing as a freshman at Oregon State. But they reload. They get more kids to come in. Sheldon is going to be right there. Grants Pass, they've got Brooke Anderson, who might be up for Player of the Year in the conference coming in. So there's just a lot of good quality clubs. And I think the one thing we take off of last year is that last game we played here against Sheldon. We spotted them a bunch of points, but then we won the next 3 quarters, and we had them on the ropes at the end. If we had had just a little bit more time or started a little better, we could have really had a signature win for our program. So we're hoping to kind of build off of that, and we keep going back to that last game last year, how we finished the season, and let's start that way this year.
All right, Coach. Best of luck to you guys out there this year.
Thank you very much.
All right. And that was head coach Chad Smith here in our pregame show. We'll take another 2-minute timeout, and we'll come back with your starting lineups as we get ready for tip-off here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Mountain Mike's, pizza the way it ought to be.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Welcome you back here to Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Time for your starting lineups here tonight. We'll start with the home team, the Roseburg Indians, led by head coach Chad Smith. You just heard from him here in the pregame show in his 4th year. Assistant coaches Bill Bartlett and Carly Murphy. Starting tonight, game 1 of the season, Grace Bachmeyer, a junior, will get the start. Emily Morello along with the starting 5, a senior. Another senior in the starting lineup, Sydney Montefiore. And then you've got a second senior, actually make that 3 seniors in the starting 5, Aria Smith, and a junior at 6 feet tall, Shaylee Sykes will still round out your starting 5 for the home team, the Roseburg Indians. On the other side, the Churchill Lancers out of the 5A classification, led by Coach Chris Stewart. Your starting lineup has a couple of freshmen, Lorelei Friesen, a freshman, along with Olivia DeVore, a sophomore. Allie D'Arcy is a junior. Jenna Ayers, a freshman, and then Peyton Erlenbush, a junior, for the starting lineup for Churchill. Opening tip here, Roseburg in the home white, Churchill in the road black uniforms here this evening. Roseburg with Aria Smith in the middle. And tipping against Erlenbush. The tip is into the backcourt, won by Roseburg. Roseburg will be moving left to right on your radio dial. Tonight's game streaming live online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube to find our live video stream going on there. It's presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. Out at the top with the basketball, Sydney Montefiore driving left side. Ball got tipped away. A scrum for it on the floor, and it is a jump ball call. The possession arrow will go to Churchill. Well, this season, you might notice if you're watching online, new clocks on the wall. Those are our new shot clocks, 35 seconds for the possession for each team. As you come down the floor, that shot clock installed this year in high school basketball at all levels and for both boys and girls. Driving baseline, kick out, back into the corner for the Lancers with the basketball. Jenna Ayers dribbles it out, back to the right hand, crossover, gets to the right side of the floor, lofts up a shot that's off the mark, a bit too strong, out of bounds to Roseburg. 0-0 ball game here, about 1 minute ticked away here in the first quarter of our contest. A press here from the Lancers. Roseburg working it. Nobody has dribbled yet. Now across the floor comes Grace Bachmeyer with the right hand. She passes away to the top. Montefiore at the right side of the key. Bouncing it in the middle. It was off the mark. The pass to no one in particular. And now the same can be said on the other side. Throwing it away, Olivia DeVore. Roseburg with the steal. Up the floor on the near side is Bachmeyer to Montefiore at the top. Man-to-man defense here from the Lancers. Smith looks for the baseline cutter. Bachmeyer looked like she was going to cut to the baseline. then started to cut back out to the wing. The pass went underneath from Smith, and it's a turnover by Roseburg. Both these teams looking to try and get the ball rolling here this season. Roseburg trying to start things the way they finished it last year. Out at the top with it, DeVore had it knocked away, but she gets possession back, passes to a teammate, a bucket, and the foul underneath for Peyton Erlenbush. The junior gets the bucket and the foul. She'll head to the line for the three-point play. Don't believe they've put the foul up on the scoreboard here. It's the first one against Roseburg. The free throw shot off the mark by Erlenbush. The tip out of bounds will go to Roseburg. 2-0 ball game here early on. Roseburg not only with the new clocks for the shot clock, new scoreboards this year here at Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Into the game actually starting five, Shaylee Sykes. She's in the backcourt helping run the offense for the Indians against this press, and Roseburg got caught in the backcourt, but a foul called against Churchill. Looking to inbound from the near sideline is Morello. Gets it into Montefiore, driving right side, gets bumped, puts up a shot. They're not going to count the shot, so Montefiore will go to the line for two. I call the foul there against Peyton Erlenbush. Actually, not a two-shot foul. They'll call it a foul on the floor. Inbound goes to Bachmeyer. Turnaround from the left side is off the mark. Rebound down to the Lancers. Stolen away in the backcourt by Morello. Roseburg will get the possession back, and that's an over and back. Montefiore had not established herself in the front court when she received the basketball. So that is an over and back turnover by Roseburg. 5:53 to go here in the first quarter. It is 2-0. Right now it's Churchill in front on the made basket by Erlenbush. At the top, Ayers with it. Pass to the far side in the corner. Leaping grab made. Staying inbounds. DeVore at the top. Kicks left side at the wing. Friesen a three. It's just a bit long. Clinks off the back of the iron. Rebound pulled down by Emily Morello. And we're going to be paying attention to rebounds this season once again and trying to find your in-the-paint rebound leader, which is brought to you by Colorcraft. They're a paint store. They're not a paint department. Check them out. That is Colorcraft. 5:16 to go in the first quarter. Bachmeyer to the right side with it. Montefiore. Sidney looking to drive out to the top. Bachmeyer a long two just inside the arc. Shot was short, out of bounds. Across the baseline. Arlie Asen has checked into the ballgame. She was not in the starting five. That might have been what I had thought. I had seen a substitution come in for Roseburg. Driving through the lane, kick out, left side. Friesen with the pull-up jumper off the mark, tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Churchill. 4:48, we're reaching the midway point. Still a 2-0 lead for the Lancers in the season opener for both teams. Churchill without a couple of their more experienced returners here in the opener, out with injury. Driving left hand, kick out left side, the three by Friesen. That one rims out underneath. Fight for the board. Ayers pulls it in. She'll dribble it out in the corner, and they've got to reset the shot clock. So when it does hit the rim, you get a fresh 35 if you get the offensive board. Out of the game for Churchill is Friesen, the freshman, coming in. Trying to catch who it would have been. I believe that's Kelsey. No, Kelsey Phillips out with an injury. Trying to read the number on the jersey of the player that checked into the game for Churchill. Ball tipped out. It'll stay with the Lancers, inbounding from their own baseline. I believe that is Valeria Buendia, who has come into the game. Only 7 players total for Churchill tonight. Head coach Chris Stewart telling me about that here at the start of the game. Ball picked away at the top of the key, taken away by Bridget Brooksby, who has entered the game for Roseburg. Loose ball on the ground, fight for it. Jump ball, possession arrow goes to Roseburg. Brooksby with the steal, then the loose ball was collected by Sydney Montefiore and got tied up with a Churchill player. And Roseburg will get the possession. 4:15 to go in the opening period. Still 2-0. Right now, Churchill in front. Into the corner, Bachmeyer, pump fake, one dribble, pass underneath, found the open player. That was Brooksby, but her shot off the mark. Rebound down to Churchill, pushing the tempo, up the floor. The lay-in is good. With the bucket, it's Allie Darcy. And that makes it a 4-0 lead for Churchill. Montefiore beyond the arc on the right wing, dribbles to the top, pass away, right side. Bachmeyer dribbles in, puts up the floater, too long. Weak side rebound for DeVore. She'll bring it up the floor, and a pick from behind. That ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Churchill on the defensive effort there by Brooksby. Sneaking her way up the floor, poked it away from behind. And timeout taken by Chris Stewart. We're going to go ahead and take one as well. Let's work in a 30-second timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Roseburg High School basketball here on the Score, brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. 4-0 lead, Churchill in front, 3:40 to go first quarter. Out of the Lancer timeout, they have the basketball, and a quick foul going to be called against Micaiah McClatcher, the senior, looking to try and finish off her career here with Roseburg on a strong note. Tries to stay in front of her ball handler. That was DeVore. Pass it away at the top. A long two is going to miss everything on the shot by Buendia. Valeria Buendia, a freshman, another one for this Lancers team. They're young this year. They will press. McClatcher brings it up the floor, right side at the wing. Crossover, spin. The defender's gone down a couple of times. Now the ball taken away. Another jump ball called. And the possession arrow favors the Lancers. McClatcher being harassed as she was trying to dribble away from pressure. Could not escape. Arlie Asen into the game along with Bridget Brooksby, a couple of players off the bench, along with Micaiah McClatcher. You've got Montefiore out there and Shaylee Sykes, the two starters, still on the floor for the Indians. Around a screen, straightaway three, thought about it, had the ball poked out as she was trying to set up, pass out to the top, taken away with the basketball, and the first points of the season will go to Bridget Brooksby on the steal and the finish. On the right side, Churchill leading 4-2 over Roseburg, 2:36 to play. Pass stolen away. Asen comes up with it. Brooksby gets it to McClatcher on the right side. The older of the two McClatchers on the roster this year. Montefiore, a head fake, drives left side, tries a scoop shot, will draw the whistle. So this time it will be a shooting foul. So heading to the free throw line will be Sydney Montefiore with a chance to try and tie this one up. First one hits the back of the iron, no good. Aria Smith will come off the bench, back into the game, checking in for Shaylee Sykes. Heading to the bench, I believe with her second foul, was Peyton Erlenbush. Second free throw goes through for Montefiore, and it makes it a one-point ball game, 4-3, with 2:14 to go in the first quarter. Dribbling around into the lane and couldn't keep the plant foot down. Olivia DeVore will turn it over for the Lancers. 2:09 to play. Roseburg with a chance to capture their first lead of the night. McClatcher and Smith in the backcourt, pitch and catch. Brooksby comes in to help, gets it to Smith, brings it across the timeline on the right side of the floor. Picks up the dribble at the wing, finds a cutting McClatcher, and her lay-in rolls just off the iron. No good, and McClatcher's going to pick up her second foul. It'll be the third team foul against Roseburg. Check that, make it the fourth. Let's go ahead and pause real quick for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball here on The Score. We'll get that legal ID in here just a minute. Off the hotkeys there back in the studio. You can flip through the pages there, Maddie. Shot on the right side by Olivia DeVore. It's going to go off of Roseburg, and I thought it might have been a tip shot because it looked like it was a little redirected out of the hands of DeVore, and that's what the officials saw as well. 1:39 to go here in the first period, and the ball out of bounds to Churchill. Inbound right in front of the basket, Ayers had it, dribbled out to the top, pass to the other side of the floor, goes out of bounds, and it'll be Roseburg basketball. Turnover by the Lancers. Brooksby brings it up right side, 1.5 to play. Ball tipped away, taken by the Lancers. And a travel, DeVore didn't get the ball down in time in transition. Shot clock new to the game this year, but we really haven't seen the shot clock wore down on either side so far. It's been defense with takeaways and then getting to look at a couple of shots and trying to get shots up quickly. So far it has been quick moving here tonight. Right side with it, Smith. Out to Brooksby. They pass away left side. Zone defense here by the Lancers. A lay-in from the left side, no good, but a rebound and a putback for Arlie Asen. And she will have her first field goal of the night. It puts Roseburg in front 5-4 and a chance to stretch it to a 2-point lead with the free throw coming up. The and one opportunity here. Into the game, Lorelei Friesen for Churchill. The and one for Asen. Dances around and falls through. 3-point play, Arlie Asen, and it's a 2-point lead for Roseburg. 6-4 with 1:05 to play here in the first quarter. Opposite side of a screen, DeVore back out to Friesen. Things opened up in the middle, but a blocked shot by Smith. And Friesen got her own loose ball, but had it taken away. Now the ball turned back over. Michaela McClatcher has come into the game, and she had it taken away as she was trying to dribble up the floor. DeVore driving in. Bank shot is good to tie us up. 6-6. Down to 39 seconds to go. Left side, Morello to the wing. Pass it away to Asen to the top of the key at the free throw line. Smith got covered up. Back out to McClatcher. Micaiah's shot no good. Rebound tipped around. Churchill with it. Launch up the floor. The ball will make it to its target, but now stolen away. Morello on a bounce pass across the lane. Morello takes it away. Roseburg will have some time here. 12 seconds. Brooksby around a screen. Pass right side to Asen. Bounce into the middle to Brooksby. Back out to Micaiah McClatcher. She'll get it. 3 seconds. Got to get a shot up before the horn. Off the mark. And that'll be the end of the first period. It is 6-6. And Roseburg and Churchill all knotted after the first 8 minutes. We'll go and take a 1-minute break, and be back here at Roseburg High School on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Starting the second quarter here from Roseburg High School, where the Roseburg girls basketball team tied 6-6 with Churchill after the first 8 minutes of action. 2, 4, 6. Yep, there we go. Leading scorer in the game is Arlie Asen with her and one. A 2-point and a free throw for 3 points total. Leading scorer in the ball game, helping Roseburg take a lead briefly. Driving in a turnaround shot at the right baseline. Drawing a foul will be Emily Morello while she gets ready to shoot her first free throw. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds now for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on the score. $7:50 to play in the first half. 6-6 ball game. First free throw does not go for Emily Morello. Tonight's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. Second free throw rattles around and drops in, giving Roseburg a 1-point lead once again. They've led by as many as 2 at 6-4. Straightaway three, back of the iron, clanks off, rebound tipped up. It's pulled down by Friesen. Turnaround, put back, no good. And coming down with the board, Bridget Brooksby. She'll drive up the right side. No carry call. Might have gotten away with one there. Trying to step around a defender. Throws up an air ball was Micaiah McClatcher. Rebound tipped out. She'll end up with the offensive board. Pass underneath. Found a wide open player. That's Emily Morello. And Morello with 3 points in the ballgame now. Michaela McClatcher. Micaiah is the older sister. Michaela is the younger. She's on the floor right now for Roseburg. Pass underneath. Ayers with it, tried to turn an attack, but got tied up on the ground. A whistle, and it's against Churchill. They call that foul against Jenna Ayers. The freshman will give the ball back to Roseburg. And the Indians right now leading by 3 at 9-6. Asen gets it to Michaela McClatcher. Pass out, left side three, just a bit off the mark. Rims into the corner, rebound long board, pulled in by Churchill after the miss by Brooksby. Up the floor, right blocks. Make the pass in the middle, got up, lost a handle on the shot, was Erlenbush. Roseburg comes away with the loose ball. Emily Morello brings it through the center circle. Pass left side at the wing. Bounce underneath. Wide open on the backdoor cutter is Morello. She's got 5 and puts Roseburg up by 5 at 6. 11-6. She's got 5 in the period. That's the difference in the ball game right now. Through the center circle for Ayers. Brings it up. Looks to the right side. A screen, and they're going to call a moving screen against Erlenbush, and that's going to be her third. Back into the game for Churchill will be Olivia DeVore. And to the bench goes the junior post, Peyton Erlenbush. Missing tonight for the Lancers, second team All-League selection last year in the Midwestern League. Valeria Buendia, she's here. Morgan Statzer, the senior, is out tonight with an injury. So is senior Kelsey Phillips, 2 most experienced returning players. Roseburg commits a foul on the possession. Turns it back over to Churchill. 6 minutes to play here in the first half. Jump pass to the free throw line and took some steps before she put the basketball on the floor. Buendia gives it back to Roseburg. Let's see, we've seen 3 freshmen playing significant minutes here early on in the season for Churchill. 5:50 here in the second quarter. Pass through the hands for Sykes, and a loose ball picked up by Churchill. Up the floor, Brooksby got a hand in the passing lane, nearly lost it, and now the loose ball is picked up by Montefiore, and another turnover for Churchill. Brooksby pass up the floor for Sykes on the right wing. Back out to Brooksby. 5:26, 11-6. A 3 by Montefiore splashes in. Her first field goal of the night. She's got 4, and with that, the first made 3 of the night for Roseburg. It stretches the lead to 8. 5:11 to play, 14-6. Roseburg in front. So far, they've held Churchill without a point here in the second period. Another steal. No, loose ball on the floor picked up by the Lancers. With the basketball, Buendia, baseline jumper just off the mark, and the rebound pulled in by Michaela McClatcher. She'll bring it up the floor across the timeline between the leg dribble, left side, working against DeVore. Out to Montefiore, drives to the free throw line, stop, pass back out. McClatcher a head fake, step back, the three, yes! Michaela McClatcher puts one through, and it's been a big run here for Roseburg. 11-0 to start out the second quarter. Roseburg in front with 4:36 to play before the halftime break. Let's go ahead and use a 30-second timeout as they take one on the floor. Roseburg leading on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
.436 to play here in the first half. Roseburg on an 11-0 run to start out the second quarter. It was tied at 6. It's now 17-6. Roseburg in front. Churchill with the basketball after their second time out of the first half. Around a screen, pull up for the three. Off the glass, no good. Morello with the rebound. Roseburg a chance to stretch the lead. It's already at double digits. Looking to put a little bit more distance between them and the Lancers and start off the season with a win. And a travel called against Michaela McClatcher. Back to the Lancers on the possession. Running the point is Ayers. Good size for a freshman. 5'9" they have her listed at. Looking for the screen, tries to go, but slipping past it was Morello. Puts some pressure on. DeVore comes to get the pass. Out at the top, left-hand dribble. Pass is knocked out of bounds by Morello. Stays with the Lancers. 3:50 to go. Today's game brought to you by More Well Drilling, specializing in residential well drilling and available for commercial projects too. Call 541-580-5660 for a free estimate. Inbound for Churchill. DeVore gets it in the corner, left side, dribbles back out to the top. They'll revert it to the right side of the floor. At the wing is Ayers. Down to 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. Ball lost, out of bounds. It will stay with Churchill with just 4 seconds on the shot clock, and that is something new to pay attention to. So they didn't get a shot up. They didn't lose and regain the possession, so the clock does not reset. They'll have 4 seconds to try and get off a shot before the violation. Closest we've seen a shot clock violation tonight. The clock running 1 second, and the loose ball, it will, well, the call is a jump ball before maybe the horn. Jump ball before the shot clock violation, so it's going to be Churchill basketball. They'll get a fresh 35 seconds. They got bailed out on that one. So they'll inbound from their own baseline. Lob out to the top. Pass tipped. Went off of Ayers and out of bounds to Roseburg. Morello got a hand in the passing lane. Tipped it, and Ayers tried to collect the basketball. Could not do so. Tipped off of her hands, out of bounds. Roseburg with the possession. McClatcher driving right side to the baseline. Behind the back pass out to Morello. Morello out to Bachmeyer for a two. It's 19-6. Roseburg on a huge run here, and Bachmeyer with her first two of the night. 3:06 to play. Right side pass to DeVore. Brings it to the top. Friesen dribbles right side. Push off at the elbow. Pass away into the corner. We'll get it back. Friesen going to try to attack. Goes into some defenders, pass it away to DeVore, who directs traffic down to 8 seconds on the clock. Pass left side, long 2 from the corner, off the mark. Morello with the rebound, and then a whistle, pulling her out of bounds on the baseline, I believe was Ayers. 2:44 to go in this first half. Roseburg, some strong defense on the last possession. A lot of movement with the basketball for Churchill, and they just couldn't find themselves a clean look until Buendia put up that shot from the left baseline in kind of a desperation mode before the shot clock violation. Pass up the floor by Sykes on the right side. Bachmeyer dribbles into the corner, off her ankle, goes to get the basketball, and that's a double dribble. Dribbled it off her own ankle, then got it and tried to dribble again, and that is not allowed. 2:32 left to go here in the second quarter. Both these teams trying to improve on last year's win total. For Churchill, it was an 8-16 season. For Roseburg, 7-14. Two teams trying to continue to build off of what they did last year. But a young team for Churchill trying to get their chops here early on with some of their experienced players out. With the basketball, Darcy dribbling right side at the wing. Pass back out to Friesen from the free throw line. Her jumper is short. Tipped back in. It goes to Friesen. She'll have another look. Puts up the shot and is fouled. 2:08 to go, and she's got a chance to try and score the first points of the second quarter at the free throw line here for Churchill. It's 2 shots coming here for Friesen. The first one does not fall after dancing on the iron. Well, Roseburg basketball this season brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Second free throw, no good. And they both clank out, so an empty trip to the free throw line for Lorelei Friesen, the freshman, and it stays a 13-point lead for Roseburg, their largest of the night. Right side, Bachmeyer catches the loose ball that she lost on the dribble, put up a baseline jumper that almost dropped through. Rebound, though, foul called against Roseburg, and I believe that was Shaylee Sykes called for that foul. 19-6. Minute 52 to play in the first half. DeVore dribbles across the timeline, goes to the left hand, pass back. Out to the top for Buendia. Out of the corner. Friesen driving in. Pass out. Tipped by Bachmeyer. And it'll go out of bounds. Shot clock stays at 19. With a minute 37 to play here in the first half. Churchill basketball on the far sideline in front of the student section, which has showed up nicely here tonight. Don't believe we'll get the pep band until we get closer to league play coming up in January. Driving right side, Friesen. Nice move, but lost the handle, then lost her balance, ends up on the floor. It's 5-on-4 for Roseburg, but trying to dribble through traffic and losing a handle was Michaela McClatcher. The sophomore turns it back over, and it'll be Churchill with the ball. A minute 20 to play. First half action. Roseburg girls basketball in the season opener. Driving in, DeVore had her shot blocked by Asen, who then pulls down the loose ball. A block and the rebound. A nice defensive effort there for Arlie Asen, who was one of the star players on the volleyball team for Roseburg during the fall sports season. A reverse lay-in attempt off the mark, but Asen pulls down an offensive board this time. Driver is good for Sydney Montefiore on the second chance points for Roseburg. They're up by 15, 21-6. 45 seconds to go. You've got about an 11-second difference between game clock, shot clock. Nearly stole it away. Ball tipped into the back court. Churchill will track it down. No over and back on the ball tipped into the back court. Out at the top with it. Buendia. Pass away right side. Gets it to DeVore. Dribbles to the free throw line. Kicks out to Friesen. She speeds up, attacks, and draws the whistle. It's a non-shooting foul, so to the baseline for the inbound for Churchill. Friesen thinking she's getting shots here. And see, I think they've changed. I've got to get caught up on all the rule changes for high school basketball. I think they have also changed the team foul rules for this season. You're not going to 7 for the bonus. you're going to 5, I think. I think it resets after each quarter. I'm going to have to get some clarification on that one because I know that they've made a few changes going into this season. It's not just the shot clock. First one was off the mark for Friesen. Second free throw also misses. And the rebound pulled down by Montefiore. Roseburg with it, leading by 15. 13 seconds to play. Bachmeyer tosses one up, no good. Brooksby with the offensive board. Second look, 6 seconds to play. Back to the right side. Montefiore head fake, pulls up for the 3. Off the mark at the horn. And we will go to the halftime break. It is 21-6. A 15-0 run in the second quarter for Roseburg. And they will take the lead into the locker room. A strong second quarter after a tight first period. And Roseburg hangs on to a double-digit lead as we go to the halftime break. Stick around here at halftime. We'll recap the first half for you and take a look at individual scoring statistics from this one as we get you ready for the second half. Roseburg basketball streaming online at 541radio.com. You can watch tonight's game streaming for free. One of a number of girls basketball games we'll be doing this year. We'll also have some high school boys basketball in there as well. And we will get you kind of the lay of the land on what games we've got coming up here. But you can always check out the details at 541radio.com. And you can, of course, watch all the games on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score to watch the games there. Hit the subscribe button to follow Roseburg High School basketball throughout the year. Here at the break, it is 21-6. Roseburg girls in front of the Churchill Lancers at halftime. We'll take a 2-minute break here on 541radio.com and on the Score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Mountain Mike's, pizza the way it ought to be.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met. And you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
At halftime here from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, it is 21-6. Roseburg catching fire in the second quarter. A 15-0 period puts them in front after things were all knotted up at 6 apiece in the first quarter. I'm Joey Kieran. Great to be with you here on this Wednesday night here in the Umpqua Basin. It's the opening night of the winter sports season. Today was the day where basketball, wrestling, swimming, all teams could start holding competitions. Now, not everybody does on the very first night of the year, as to be expected. Some teams will take a couple more days of practice before they get things going. Roseburg boys will start their season on Friday, and we'll see. I don't have the schedule for wrestling and swimming in front of me, but they'll be getting things started here in the near future as well. But the Roseburg girls decided, let's go ahead and get one on the schedule for the opening night of the winter sports season. So they are here tipping things off tonight. We're indoors where it's very comfortable with the temperature. Outside, 39 degrees here in Roseburg. Well, stick around in the post-game show. We're going to name your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game for the Roseburg Indians. Every game that we broadcast throughout the season this year, we will name a Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game and hand out a certificate as well as a Mountain Mike's Pizza gift card to that player of the game. So looking forward to announcing that coming up. We'll also have your In the Paint rebound leader brought to you by Colorcraft, the only Benjamin Moore dealer in Douglas County. So when it's time for you to get in the paint, you can expect perfect matches with Colorcraft and Benjamin Moore. Remember, Colorcraft is a paint store. They're not a paint department. Stick around in the postgame. We'll have your rebound leader who was dominating in the paint tonight. We'll let you know. And we will be handing out a $10 gift card thanks to Colorcraft and Java Run for our rebound leader each Roseburg game that we broadcast throughout the season here tonight. At the break, the score 21-6 in that first half. It was an early lead for Churchill. They jumped out to a 4-0 lead, but Roseburg would chip away at that. They would actually take a 64 advantage before Churchill would score before the end of the first quarter and tie things up at 6 apiece. But in the second quarter, it was all Roseburg. The Indians outscored the Lancers 15-0 to build a 21-6 lead here at the break. We're going to go ahead and take another quick timeout. When we come back, we'll look at individual scoring and other stats from the first half of this one, so don't go anywhere. More of the halftime show coming up here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Whether it's across town or across the state, moving is always a chore. So let BTB Moving help with your next move. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company here to help with your next move. Call 541-315-0122 or find BTB Moving on Facebook. That's BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Strong start in the first half for the Roseburg girls basketball team. They come out of the locker room as we're here at the halftime break, getting ready for the second half. Let's go ahead and take a run through your first half numbers for the Churchill Lancers. They were 0 for 5 from the free throw line in that first half of the game. No three-pointers made for Churchill. Leading scorers, each with 2 points in the ball game, Olivia DeVore, Allie Darcy, and Peyton Erlenbush are your three scorers that have found the bucket so far in this one for the Lancers. On the other side for Roseburg, with 21 points in the ball game, they really caught fire in that second quarter. They were 3 for 5 at the free throw line in the first half. Leading scorer in the ball game right now is Sydney Montefiore. The senior scores 5 in the second quarter, making one of 2 3-pointers in the first half for Roseburg. Michaela McClatcher had the other one. So 6 points for Montefiore, 5 points for Emily Morello, all in the second quarter. 3 points for Michaela McClatcher, 3 points for Arlie Asen, who had a field goal and a free throw. And then you had 2 points for Grace Bachmeyer in the first half of this one as well. Those are your scores in the game. Leading rebounders with 3 rebounds in the game, Emily Morello and Arlie Asen leading that category at the moment. Getting ready for the second half of our ball game here coming up. The team's warming up and just about getting ready to go for the second half of our ball game. High school basketball here on The Score this season, brought to you by Flyaway Travel. When you get ready to take that dream trip, contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel. Make sure that you have an agent in your corner in these complicated travel times. Call 541-672-5701. That's Flyaway Travel. And want to thank Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. Well, getting ready for our third quarter to start here from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. For Roseburg, Smith, Sykes, Montefiore, Morello, and Bachmeyer are your starting 5. That looks like the original starting 5 in the ball game. On the other side for Churchill, Jenna Ayers, Olivia DeVore, also Lorelei Friesen. You've got Allie Darcy, and I believe that's going to be Peyton Erlenbush, your original starting 5, all out there on the floor for the Lancers. Erlenbush in foul trouble from the first half. Montefiore going to try a 3 from just left of the top of the arc. Underneath the rebound, off of the board for Smith, no good, but Sykes with the putback bucket. Sykes will get her first 2 of the night. And a couple of offensive opportunities there for Roseburg after a couple of offensive boards. Roseburg now moving right to left on your radio dial. Churchill moving left to right in the road blacks. They turn the ball over. Roseburg facing the press in the backcourt. They'll work their way up right side. Montefiore to the corner for Bachmeyer. Bounce it to the baseline. A wraparound lay-in, good for Emily Morello. And Roseburg with a couple of quick field goals here in the second half. They lead at 25-6. The lead continues to grow up to 19 now. Right side, Darcy, pass across the lane, almost picked off by Morello. She'll back off from the left elbow, just off the mark on the long 2. And out of bounds to Roseburg. Jenna Ayers on the miss. Roseburg basketball leading 25-6. Montefiore bounce it away on the pressure in the backcourt by Churchill. Morello to the far side for Smith. Morello gets it as they work it to the near side in the corner. Montefiore dribbles out, bounce pass to the top. Lob underneath, found Bachmeyer cutting to the rim, but her shot just a bit too strong off the back of the glass and out of bounds. And it was last touched by Churchill, kicked out of bounds by the Lancers. The Roseburg team, after a bit of a shaky start to the game, they've apparently been looking a little bit more confident and comfortable out there on the floor, running through their offense. Cutting left side, Montefiore gets open on the inbound pass, and Sydney Montefiore off the glass from the left side, lays it in for another 2. DeVore dribbles left hand, drives in, kicks back out. Friesen going to drive in, off her foot, ball rattles around. Smith comes away with it for Roseburg. Aria gets it to Morello. Emily brings it across the timeline into the far corner. Bachmeyer looks for the cutter, not there, dribbles to the top. Montefiore, they work left side. Smith finds Bachmeyer cutting, but she can't handle the pass. Tipped around, and coming away with the loose ball is Churchill. Right side, Friesen wanted to attack, had the right idea, but lost the handle. And then it's Aria Smith going to get called for a reach-in. Had the right idea, did Lorelei Friesen. She went down a little awkwardly, and she's going to get up a little bit slow. That'll bring out Athletic Director Lindsey Darren to come and check on the injured player. Friesen is going to make her way to the bench. They make a substitute. Stays with the Lancers after the foul by Aria Smith. Inbound left side, a shot high in the air over the rim, but a foul. A shot by Peyton Erlenbush sends her to the line. She'll get a chance to shoot two. Second half action for us here. Looking to end their scoreless streak and won't be able to do it on the first one for Erlenbush. Roseburg High basketball brought to you by Roseburg Honda here on The Score. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. Offensive rebound after the miss on the free throw by Erlenbush, and the Lancers will get another look at it here. Still trailing now by 21, largest deficit in the game. A jump pass in the middle, too strong over the outstretched arms of Erlenbush, taken away by Roseburg. Montefiore will have it in the backcourt. One-on-one defense across the timeline into the front court. 25 seconds on the shot clock, which has become a factor here in high school basketball this season. On the right side, Smith hands off to Montefiore in the corner, calls for help. Gets it, Morello at the top, drives left side, a runner off the front of the iron and into the hands of the Lancers. They'll press it up the floor. DeVore one-on-one against Montefiore, lays it in, and they both go tumbling into the pads across the baseline, and the ball tipped out on the far side of the floor, and it's going to be Churchill basketball. The Lancers will have another chance with 4:35 to go in the third. Looks like Lorelei Friesen is going to head to the trainer's table to maybe tape up an ankle. She's got her shoe off and headed that direction with Lindsay. 4:35 to go in the third quarter. Inbound into the corner. Step around, reset for the three. Underneath, had the rebound, but Bridget Brooksy couldn't hang on to it after the miss by Buendia. Valeria Buendia has checked into the game. And Churchill thought it was off of the Lancers, but it's actually off of Roseburg. Brooksby had a wide open offensive or defensive board and just couldn't bring it in. Micaiah McClatcher has checked into the game for the Tribe. Out to the top with it is Ayers. Going to drive right side, nearly had it tipped away. Or the floater. She tried to get up over the outstretched hand of Aria Smith. Had to really get that launch angle. Couldn't get it to fall in, and I think they might have actually called the foul against Micaiah McClatcher. She had the surprised look on her face that was called against her. I thought it would be against Smith, who had the hand in the face of the shooter. That is Jenna Ayers, who goes to the free throw line, and her first goes off the back of the iron. No good. Coming out of the game will be Buendia. And Carly Wilkinson, I believe, makes her first appearance tonight, the senior. Will get a chance to take the floor, check into the game. Second free throw, no good, but an offensive board and putback for Peyton Erlenbush, and that snaps the streak with 4:15 to go here in the third quarter. First points since the first period for Churchill. Bounce pass underneath. Roseburg working their offense, and Aria Smith will have her first points of the season. Makes it 29-8. Under 4 minutes to play in the third. Driving in a scoop shot will draw a whistle for Allie Darcy. So with 4:15 to play in the third quarter, that is when Churchill snapped their scoreless drought. That dated all the way back to the first quarter. First free throw does not fall for Darcy. She'll have another look. The Lancers might be working on free throws in practice this week as Smith gets the rebound underneath after a second miss. They have not made a free throw so far tonight. Morello out to the top. Brooksby left side to Montefiore at the wing. Sid will dribble it back out. They'll reset. Onto the right side, bounce down to the baseline. Micaiah McClatcher driving in, gets bumped and draws the whistle. Roseburg will have it on the baseline. Coming out of the game will be Peyton Erlenbush. Back in comes Valeria Buendia. Morello looking for an open target. Fires into the left corner for Smith. They'll set up the offense. Fresh set on the shot clock. Driving in, the senior Micaiah McClatcher off the glass for two. 31-8. That is a 23-point lead, largest of the night for Roseburg. Out to the top, the chest pass. Finds its target in Darcy. She hands it off to DeVore. Pass left side, pump fake. Buendia fights through traffic, gets the basketball out to Darcy. Had it knocked away. Loose ball. Darcy comes away with it, gets it to Buendia. 8 seconds to go on the clock. Buendia, pass left side. It's Ayers driving in, spin back out, pump fake, got to get the shot up, tried to put it up, and it's a jump ball called, and it's going to be a shot clock violation, so it'll be Roseburg basketball. So shot clock violation. That was Ayers, I believe, on the shot. Got it blocked. And that's what leads to the shot clock violation. 2:39 to go in the third quarter. Roseburg with a comfortable lead. They've allowed only 2 points since the first period. Micaiah McClatcher dribbles into the left corner. One-hand pass back out to Michaela McClatcher. You've got both of them on the floor at the same time. The give and go from the corner back to Michaela. Underneath, her shot just off the mark, but it's Micaiah that comes up with the offensive board. It was tipped to her by Asen, but I think she might have stepped on the baseline before she got a second shot up for Roseburg. Clock ticking with 2:15 to play in the third. Ayers right side, back to Darcy. She'll launch a three from the right wing. It hits the top of the backboard and out of bounds. Still pressing in the backcourt are the Lancers. Roseburg working on their press break. Get it to Brooksby at the middle. Onto the right side for Michaela, the sophomore. Spin move to the basket, bank shot in. She's got 5 in the ball game, extends it 33-8 the lead in favor of Roseburg. Now out to a 25-point lead. A three from the left side off by Ayers. Roseburg basketball with 1:42. DeVore will get a breather as back into the game comes Lorelei Friesen, and that's good to see for Churchill. Get the freshman starter back into the game, and a travel call against Roseburg on the press break. That was Brooksby. She received it in the middle, wanted to turn up the floor, but had a defender that popped up in front of her and tried to get around the defender, didn't get the basketball down in time, turns it over on the travel. Churchill with the basketball on the near sideline. Ayers dribbles through the center circle. Pass right side. Friesen going to attack to the free throw line. And reaching in, McClatcher able to knock it away. Michaela comes up with the steal. And then pressing the ball up the floor was Brooksby on the far side. And she'll draw a whistle. That one goes against Allie Darcy. Micaiah McClatcher going to inbound from the sideline. Finds Michaela in the corner. Pump fake. Step back on the three. The rainbow shot doesn't go underneath. Brooksby with the putback. No. And the rebound does this time come out to Churchill. They'll hang on to it. Up the floor. Jumbled mess there. A pass was tipped away, and Roseburg comes up with it. Another takeaway for the Tribe. Michaela on the right side. Into the corner for Micaiah. Back to Michaela. Her three, too strong. A long rebound tipped out. Michaela on the attempt to try and steal away the rebound. Couldn't get it. Up the floor, and Aria Smith. A hard foul on the driving Allie D'Arcy. And D'Arcy will head to the free throw line with 48 seconds to go here in the third quarter. It's 33-8, trying to cut into the lead at the line and make the first free throws of the night for Churchill. Darcy's first one just a bit flat. Tap dances on the iron before it drops off. 0 for 3 in the period for her at the free throw stripe. Second free throw, back iron, and it rims out. It was McClatcher with the board. She weaves her way up the floor, gets to Michaela. They work it into the right corner. Driving baseline runner, Brooksby off the mark. Asen with the offensive board. Putback is good. Arlie Asen gets her 5th point of the night. Makes it 35-8. 26 seconds to go here in the third. Shot clock turned off. A chance for the final shot of the period for Churchill. Out at the top, Buendia pulls up for the long 2 from straight away. No. And ripping down the rebound was Bridget Brooksby. Roseburg now a chance at the final shot. 6 seconds to go. McClatcher gets it up the floor. Turn. The loose ball picked up by Micaiah McClatcher on the baseline. Had a chance at maybe getting the shot off, but she lost the handle out of bounds. And with 0.7 seconds on the clock, Churchill will have it before we head to the fourth quarter. Into the game for Roseburg, Kalia Smith has come into the game. And there we go into the third period. It's 35-8. Roseburg in front of Churchill. We'll take a 1-minute break and back here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Eight minutes on the board for our final period of tonight's season opener for Roseburg. The Indians looking to try and steal a win at home to start out the 2023-24 season. Joey Keyran here with you. Churchill will start with the basketball, moving left to right. A foul called against Roseburg. And the fouls reset. I'm going to have to nail down some of these new rules here for the new season. Talk to the coaches to get it all explained to us. Inbound into the corner. Fresh shot clock. Driving in, Buendia misses the shot. Rebound pulled down by Michaela McClatcher. And she'll push the tempo up the floor on the far side. Brooksby gets it back to Michaela on the right wing. Finds the cutter to the corner. That's Catherine Willis into the game for the first time. Left side with it. Morello finds Michaela cutting to the rim. Her shot from the left baseline is a bit too strong and out of bounds. Roseburg basketball tonight is brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Other end of the floor, Lorelei Friesen with it, called for a travel. Turns it back over to Roseburg. 35-8 our score. 27-point lead, largest margin of the night for the Tribe. 45 seconds tipped away. A pass up the floor gets knocked out of bounds by Churchill. Roseburg retains possession at the end of their bench. They'll inbound. Emily Morello, the senior, will execute the inbound play from the end of her bench. Gets it back at the left wing, working one-on-one. Pass back to Michaela McClatcher. Had it tipped away, and it's going to be Churchill basketball. Lancers push it up the floor to Arcee from the left side with the right hand. She'll get her second field goal of the night. It's 35-10. She's got 4. Brooksby left side. Pass to McClatcher, gets it back as she cuts to the left corner, drives in, the floater off the mark, rebound pulled down by Friesen. Up the floor to Arce. She'll attack the rim again, too strong with the lay-in, but the rebound pulled down by DeVore. She'll clear it back out to the top. Didn't hit the rim, so the shot clock doesn't reset. 20 seconds to go. Driving, Friesen, a runner short. Underneath the rebound, pulled down by Wilkinson. Another look, but still no reset on the shot clock. Buendia, right side, at the elbow. Pass to the top to Darcy. Into the corner for Friesen. Tried the crossover, lost the basketball. Goes through everybody's legs, out to the top to Buendia. Puts up a shot at the buzzer. It misses the rim, and it'll be a shot clock violation on the Lancers. Friesen goes to the bench again, and she's limping a little bit once again as a timeout taken down on the floor. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second timeout here as well. Roseburg leading 35-10 over Churchill on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
$35-10, Roseburg in front here in the season opener on the score. Tonight's contest brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Well, Roseburg girls basketball will be on the road against Sprague coming up on Friday for a 6:30 tip-off there in Salem. On Friday night, the Roseburg boys start the season at home against Sprague, and we'll have coverage of that one for you starting at 6:30 here on the score. Bridget Brooksby with the basketball, and that's going to be called a carry. She lost the handle on a crossover, took a high hop on her, and she knew it. Tried to see if she could get away with it, and did not. So back into the hands for the Lancers. Pass right side, DeVore at the wing. Drives to the free throw line. We'll pass it out to Buendia. She drives right side. A reach in by Brooksby. Knocked the ball away. Pass underneath to Erlenbush. Put up a shot. It was off the mark, but it goes right to DeVore, who takes advantage of no one on her. Lays it off the glass for two. 35-12. Michaela McClatcher works it up the floor. One-on-one against Jenna Ayers. And another carry call against Roseburg. 5:28 to go. Did get word that Roseburg Wrestling does start their season coming up on Friday. The Roseburg Wrestling team will be at the Jerry Lane Duels at McNary High School to start out their season. Pass into the middle. Backing her way down is Erlenbush. And the ball tipped out. Not a foul, but the ball tipped out. It looked like Sydney Monteferian providing some tough defense in the middle. On the baseline, Buendia will inbound into the corner. DeVore drives, stops, right side of the lane, puts up the shot, no good. Rebound, DeVore comes away with it. White jerseys everywhere, and she's the one that comes out with it. Pass out to the right side, just inside the arc. Ayers shot a bit short, but another offensive board for Churchill, and the ball tipped out by Roseburg. The Lancers keep the possession with 30 seconds on the shot clock. 5:01 to go in the game clock. Inbound from the baseline. DeVore looking for someone to get open. Finally pass in. It gets tipped, but tracking it down is Erlenbush. Pass out to the top. Foul committed by Catherine Willis. So it'll be inbound from the far side. Wondering if Roseburg had gotten to the bonus there, but not yet. Dribbling through the right side of the lane. It's knocked away and taken away by Roseburg. Ayers losing the handle and then committing the foul. That'll be the first team foul against Churchill here in the fourth quarter. Catherine Willis gets the inbound, works it up the floor to Brooksby, who takes it across the timeline. Into the corner for Willis. Looking for the cutter. Couple of dribbles, pass into the middle to Montefiore, back into the corner. Brooksby, a right corner three, high off the glass, no. Offensive board, put back, fouled in the act of shooting is Sydney Montefiore. The bucket doesn't fall, but she'll get a chance to go to the free throw line. Montefiore is 1 for 2 at the line so far here tonight. 4:30 to go in the contest. Roseburg basketball also brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or give them a call at 541-378-6694. Montefiore with the shot. 1 out of 2 for her. (36-12). Foul called against the Indians. Churchill will have DeVore inbound on the far side. Out at the top, Ayers running the point, trying to dribble away from pressure from Brooksby. Gets it to DeVore at the free throw line. Toss back out to the top. A chuck 2 from Carly Wilkinson. But on the offensive putback, it's Peyton Erlenbush. She's got 6. 36-14. Midway point of this fourth quarter. Bounce pass left side. With the dribble, Montefiore out to Michaela McClatcher. To the right side for Morello. Into the corner for Willis. And out to the top, they'll bring it. Reset on the left side at the wing, Brooksby. Now McClatcher in the right corner, head fake, thought about the three. The defense closed, out to Montefiore for a three, and Sid will have her second of the night. Sydney Montefiore with the big three. Pass into the middle for DeVore at the left side of the lane. She'll make the bounce pass underneath to Erlenbush. The kiss off the glass for 2. 39-16, 3:14. Michaela McClatcher behind the back dribble as she crosses the midcourt stripe to the left side. Brooksby at the wing, marked closely by Wilkinson. The jab step, lost the defender, pass left side to Morello. Back out to Brooksby as they'll reset the offense, work it to the far side of the floor. Willis with it, but well beyond the arc. Pass away into the corner for Morello on the dribble. Tries to split 2 defenders. Lost the ball. Montefiore there to clean it up. Her shot off the rim. No good, but down with the offensive board is Brooksby. Lob across the floor for Michaela McClatcher. She tries to step around the defender. Steps around another. Lays it in. And Michaela McClatcher adds to the lead. Takes Roseburg over the 40-point mark. 41-16. Out at the top with it, Buendia. Lob down to the left, blocks. Into the middle, Ayers. She had a chance to attack, but gets slapped across the arms. Couldn't get the shot up. But she is going to get 2 shots out of that foul with 2:14 to play here in the contest. Stick around. We'll have a quick post-game recap for you. Take a look at the final stats and get you all squared away for what else is coming up this week for Roseburg High Sports. First one rims off, a little short on the shot there by Ayers. Buendia will head to the bench. In is Allie Darcy. Second free throw was no good as well for Darcy. Pass left side, bounce pass into the middle. Brooksby. Shot just a little too strong. Rebound, fought for it and ripped it away. Darcy with it, finds Wilkinson up the floor. Defense able to catch up. Pass back to DeVore, stops at the left block, back out with it. Ayers, crossover to the right hand at the free throw line, lost it, gets it back, gets it into the corner for Wilkinson. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Pass across the floor to DeVore, driving in and banks it in. Churchill starting to come alive a little bit here in the fourth quarter. They trail it 41-19. Right side, Willis. Pass back out to the top for Brooksby. And a timeout taken by Roseburg. Coach Chad Smith going to try and draw something up for the final minute 14 to go here. Let's go ahead and take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Minute 14 left in the season opener for Roseburg. A couple of new faces in. A long two from the left corner for Kennedy Smith, a sophomore. The shot was off the mark. A long rebound into the corner for Michaela McClatcher. A pass out of bounds, tipped by Churchill, is going to stay with Roseburg. 1:05 to go in the contest. Roseburg with Michaela McClatcher, Ellen Miller. We mentioned Kennedy Smith. Also Grace Ibsen on the floor, and Shaylee Sykes out there as well. Your 5 players on the floor for Roseburg. Sykes with it, whips it left side to Michaela McClatcher. Bounce it to Miller, tried to spin and drive baseline, had it taken away, and she's going to commit the foul on the outlet. Ended up running up the back of Olivia DeVore. Didn't mean to. DeVore kind of stopped in front of her, but that is a foul on Ellen Miller, the sophomore. And it is a shooting foul with the bonus now for Churchill. While we've got a break in the action, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on the score. First of 2 free throws drops in for Olivia DeVore. Second one coming. 1 out of 2 at the stripe. Roseburg got the rebound. Pressure in the backcourt. And they're able to break it, but then once they get across midcourt, the pass up the floor intended for Kennedy Smith, out of her reach, out of bounds. 43.5 seconds to play in this one. Roseburg looking to close it out, led by as many as 27, up by 21 right now. Here at Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. We've got about an 8-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. The dribble, high dribble out of the hands of DeVore, but Churchill keeps it, nearly tosses it away at the top. Now a ball taken away by McClatcher. Micaiah McClatcher up the floor, drives in, and will bank it in. Michaela McClatcher with that steal and finish. A 3 from the top, just off the mark. And the rebound, long one out to McClatcher. She tried to dribble around some pressure with 2.9 seconds to go. Ends up on the floor, draws the whistle. It'll be an inbound from the far side of the floor. Got a sub coming in for Churchill. Buendia, as it looks like we've got a player has fouled out of the game for Churchill. That is Ayers that will foul out of this one. So Jenna Ayers will foul out. 2.9 seconds on the game clock. Into the corner, a catch and shoot 3, just a bit short. Rebound as the clock will wind it down. Final score, 43-20. A strong finish for Churchill with 12 points in the fourth quarter, but it was not enough to come back. The Lancers led early by 4, end up losing this one by 23. 43-20, your final score. Roseburg will go to 1-0 to start out the year. Churchill falls to 0-1. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and when we come back, we will wrap this one up for you with a quick post-game show here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Mountain Mike's, pizza the way it ought to be.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
One game in the books. Roseburg starts out the season with a 43-20 victory on top of Churchill. Last year, Roseburg started the year 4-1, so back-to-back seasons, they'll start out with a victory to begin the year. Well, it was a tie one early. Churchill jumped out to a 4-0 lead. Roseburg rallied back, took a 6-4 advantage, and then it was tied at 6 at the end of one. But then Roseburg would clamp things down, and they would start to get hot offensively, and they led 21-6 at the halftime break as they hold Churchill scoreless in the second period. It was 35-8 after 3, as Churchill would get just 2 points in the third quarter, as Roseburg would outscore them 14-2. And then Churchill would finally win the period in the fourth quarter, outscoring Roseburg 12-8, but the damage was done. A 23-point win for Roseburg. The Indians led by as many as 27 in the matchup. Competitive game early on, but Roseburg showing a little bit more experience in this one. And the Indians able to come away with the win, and we'll see how that helps build things for them here this season. Let's go ahead. We've got one more 30-second timeout to get in here, so let's go ahead and do that. I'll make sure I've got all my numbers correct here, and we'll come back with final stats and wrap things up for you here from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. A 30-second break back after this on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
The first Cascade branch opened in 1948. Things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
All right, taking a look at some of the numbers here tonight as Roseburg gets a 43-20 win on top of Churchill. First, we'll take a look at the Churchill Lancers. Leading scorer for the visiting team, Peyton Erlenbush, finishes with 8 points in the ball game. 6 points for Allie Darcy. 5 points in the game for Olivia DeVore. And then 1 point in the matchup for Jenna Ayers before she fouled out of the contest. On the other side for Roseburg, in double figures, Sydney Montefiore, the senior, with 12 points, had a couple of made three-pointers. 9 points off the bench for Michaela McClatcher. You also had 7 points in the game for Emily Morello. Then you had 5 points for Arlie Asen off the bench. 2 points for Grace Bachmeyer. 2 points for Bridget Brooksby. 2 points for Aria Smith. Micaiah McClatcher had 2, and Shaylee Sykes had 2 as well. And that is your scores in this one here tonight. as Roseburg comes away with the victory. It's time now for our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game for the Roseburg Indians here tonight. And we're going to go with senior Sydney Montefiore as your player of the game. Sponsored by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. Find them just a little ways away here from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium at the corner of Bellows and Harvard in Roseburg by the 124 interchange. A great place to pick up dinner on your way home or even stop out to eat as well. They've got plenty of TVs to watch the game while you're there as well. So, stop by Mountain Mike's as they present our Player of the Game award. Tonight going to Sydney Montefiore. Had a couple of three-pointers, went 2 for 4 at the line, finishes with a team high and game high 12 points here tonight. It's time now as well to take a look at the Colorcraft in the Paint rebound leader for tonight. That award is going to go to Bridget Brooksby. She will be our Colorcraft in the Paint rebound leader tonight. I had her down unofficially for 5 rebounds here this evening as she fought hard in the middle. Only 5'5", but she was in there stealing away rebounds left and right, getting opportunistic shots for the Roseburg girls. So Bridget Brooksby is your Colorcraft in the Paint rebound leader, receiving a $10 gift card to use at Java Run. Well, that is about going to wrap it up here for us, folks. A quick look at what is to come for the Roseburg girls. Up next, it's on the road at Sprague on Friday at 6:30 in Salem. And that'll be the next game for the Roseburg girls. Our next broadcast of the Roseburg girls will be on December 8th when they are hosting Central Catholic. That's a Friday night. We'll start at 6:30 for that one. Our next broadcast of Roseburg High Sports is going to be Friday when the Roseburg boys tip off the season here at home against the Sprague Olympians. That's a 6:45 tip-off. We'll have coverage starting at 6:30 here on The Score. So stay tuned for that. You can also watch the game streaming live for free online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score. And that is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining us. Want to say thanks to head coach Chad Smith for spending some time at the pregame show, giving us a preview of this season for the Roseburg girls. Want to say thanks to Adam Blue, the athletic director for the Roseburg Indians. Big thanks to Maddie Wormwood back in the studio for running the radio production tonight. Thanks for help with the video production this evening to Angela Kieran. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll talk to you on Friday when the Roseburg boys tip off the season here at home against the Sprague Olympians. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30, tip-off at 6:45. Catch the action streaming with video online at 541radio.com or right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.